There's nothing worse than buying a house, and then realizing you have nightmare neighbors. But you don't just have to grin and bear your neighbor's undesirable behavior or tension on the block. With the right approach, you can turn it into an opportunity to build a good relationship and create a more positive environment for you and the rest of your neighborhood. In this video, we are going to discuss what to do when you have problem neighbors. So, let's see what to do. Here's how to deal with bad neighbors. First off, make sure you're not a bad neighbor. It's easy to see what your neighbor is doing to drive you nuts, but it's a little harder to understand how your behavior might be affecting them. Because you'll never get a neighbor to shape up if they think you're the problem, make sure you're as close to a model homeowner as possible before approaching them. A few hard questions to ask yourself. What's your noise level like? Loud TV, music, or machinery can drive neighbors bananas any time of day. And even normal noise, from say, lawn mowing, shouldn't be waking them up in the morning, or preventing them from enjoying a peaceful evening. Are your pets quiet and friendly? Noisy, threatening, or roaming dogs, and even roaming cats, can become a sore spot for neighbors. Do you keep things tidy? If your lawn is overgrown or your kids' toys are strewn all over the place, it can become an eyesore. Neighbors may start to worry about your poor home maintenance, hurting their home value. Do you respect property lines? Don't let your trees, fences, or any other property encroach on a property line, unless your neighbors specifically say they're fine with it. It may seem fussy, but it can prevent all sorts of disputes. Are you playing tit for tat? If you started parking over the property line because their dog barks too much, you'll never sort out who was really in the wrong, or find a solution. Revenge, no matter how minor, is never successful at dealing with bad neighbors. Once you're confident that you're not engaging in any bad neighbor behavior, you can approach your neighbor to talk about what's bothering you. Develop a friendly relationship. Trulia's neighbor survey showed that 1 in 2 Americans doesn't even know the names of their neighbors, and that can be a major hindrance to resolving conflicts peacefully. Introduce yourself at the first opportunity, so that you have a strong rapport to build upon if a problem arises. It will be a lot harder for your neighbor to keep causing you grief if they see you as a friendly face. To start a pattern of good communication, tell your neighbor in advance anytime you're having a party, doing a renovation, or anything else that could create noise or commotion. Assume good intentions. Don't go in guns blazing when you approach a neighbor about what's bugging you. Drop by and approach the subject in a friendly fashion, or, should you need to gently escalate the situation, request that they meet you for coffee. That will indicate that the issue is a big deal to you. Neighbors often don't realize that they're creating a problem, and it's best to avoid seeming like you're accusing them. Put yourself in their shoes, and start by assuming that their problematic behavior is not because of any ill will towards you. Be sympathetic if your neighbor complains. While it's important to bring up problems to your neighbor in a constructive way, it's just as crucial to be thoughtful and cooperative when you're the one accused of poor behavior. The complaint may not make much sense to you. For example, leaves from a tree on your property fall into your neighbor's yard. But it's more important to be friendly and accommodating than to be right. Respond to any complaints or requests the way you'd like them to respond to yours. If you're willing to try to make their lives better, they'll be more likely to do the same for you. Document everything, just in case. With luck, you won't ever need to involve a third party when sorting out how to deal with bad neighbors, but it's always possible. While it's worth doing everything you can to resolve an issue peacefully and willingly, you should also document every step along the way just in case. On the off chance that you need to involve a homeowner association, HOA, a neighborhood group, the city building department, or even the local police or an attorney, maintain a record of relevant dates, times, emails, texts, and even photos. So the facts are at your fingertips, if you need them. Research the rules before taking action. Before turning your complaint into legal action, or a formal complaint, make sure you know what you're talking about. Contact the local housing department, consult a lawyer, talk to your HOA, or just do some solid Googling to get a sense of what the neighborhood rules and the law have to say about your issue. You want to make sure you're on the right side of things before making a big deal out of it. Then, again, in a gentle and friendly way, you can let your neighbor know that the law or rules are on your side. For critical issues, contact the authorities. Of course, friendly conversations don't always fix everything, even if you're in the right. If you've tried everything else, and the problem neighbors haven't stopped their offending behavior, it may be time to get the authorities involved. Just make sure you consult the right authority about the issue, and always make the police your last stop. For instance, an issue with trash all over someone's lawn can probably be resolved with the city's code enforcement department. And a noisy or frequently loose dog might warrant a call to your HOA before the police or animal control. Avoid scenarios likely to cause conflict. Some situations between neighbors are almost guaranteed to cause conflict. For example, buying a home next to one that shows signs of being a hoarder house, or one with a shared driveway. No matter how likable your neighbors may seem, tensions are likely to rise in situations like this. So, unless you know your neighbor extremely well, it's best to avoid the possibility entirely. In this video, we discussed what to do when you have problems with neighbors. If you got this video helpful, please give a thumbs up to the video. Don't forget to share this with your friends. Subscribe to the channel for more important videos like this. Thanks for watching.